Guys, XRP and crypto are finally waking up. If we look over here, guys, we've got more movement than we have in a while. We're up almost 6% and everything is green. Oh, excuse me. Everything is green and they're pretty big numbers too. It's not like it's 0.1% like we've been seeing where crypto or XRP will move 1%. Guys, we're seeing 4%, almost 8%, 6%. 5%, 7%. So guys, we're seeing big moves up and we're going to get into why this is happening and kind of check at everything that is happening right now. So first I want to get into this actually is that the stock market is up right now. And so when the stock market is usually up, that means crypto is usually going to it'll kind of reflect what the stock market is doing a good amount of times. Not all the time, but in this case, that is happening. Stocks are up, NASDAQ 341 up, Dow 277, S&P 500 57. And we kind of see this exact reflection over here with the crypto market up 6% and all this green over here. So we're going to get into why this is happening and just kind of get into the details of this. So Bitcoin tops 73 grand as ETF inflows point to a geopolitical crisis hedge. And what is it? This kind of hedge that they're talking about is investors using Bitcoins as a geopolitical hedge. A hedge is something investors buy to protect themselves during uncertainty. And I thought this was very interesting because a lot of the times when the crypto market is down, recently especially, people will put their money into gold and silver where they feel safer when uncertainty is going on. And so Bitcoin, we see right here is that Bitcoin, people are starting to perceive Bitcoin as something where they can put their money into and be safe. And so this is kind of a new idea and it's continuing to grow. Momentum is getting behind it where putting money into crypto and Bitcoin during times of uncertainty is actually going to protect you, which is a little bit more of a new idea and it's gaining popularity, which is great to see because that ultimately would make the crypto market a lot stronger and keep a lot more of the money in the crypto market and in Bitcoin as we have seen before. So it means investors think Bitcoin can help protect wealth during things like wars, which there's been potential of happening, global tensions happening, sanctions, current instability, banking stress. All this has been happening. And it's cool to see because we go down here and traditionally those assets were gold and US treasuries. And there's being a little bit of a shift right now towards getting their money into crypto instead of actually these things that are traditional assets that were known to protect you from uncertainty and have been like this for a ton of time, guys, years and years and years. And so momentum and ideas are starting to shift, which is extremely nice and cool to see. So we're going to kind of get into the good stuff now. So Bitcoin rose 8% on Wednesday, with strategists pointing to the token's resilience amid market volatility tied to the Middle East conflict. President Trump also urged crypto-related legislation to advance in Washington. This right here is growing popularity. Momentum is growing. I've been preaching this, that behind the scenes, popularity, momentum is growing behind XRP, all those institutional things with the banks that we've been trying to push for, the Clarity Act. It's building, guys, and it has been building. Momentum is building, continue to be built, and we will keep pushing forward. So the token climbed to a 1-month high above $73,000 as more than $680 million flowed into spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds on Monday and Tuesday. So yeah, we see right here, up a good amount right now, guys, 73,000. See if it's at that right now. Yep, 73,300. So it's good to see. These ETF flows suggest this isn't just a short squeeze. And they point to institutional allocators treating Bitcoin as a geopolitical crisis hedge, which is awesome and great to see, or potentially even as a hedge against future inflation. That's great to hear. I'm loving to hear every bit of that. Bitcoin is up 11% over the past 5 days. Another good number. The token actually dropped around 63,000 following U.S.-Israel strikes on Iran, but recovered later that same day because we got our win. We got our best scenario where things played out and kind of stayed the same, and we didn't tank, and nothing really bad came out of that whole situation. And it has died down a very good amount, and it is kind of out of the way right now. So we are on the good side of things. We're getting over that hill, and we are good now, guys. So Ethereum has also rallied 11% over the past 5 days, trading near $2,150. Crypto's continued relative strength amid equity weakness and rising volatility keeps the prospect of a near-term rally firmly on the table, said Sean Farrell, head of digital assets at Fundstrat. The thing is, guys, is we are still waiting on this positive catalyst, such as the Clarity Act, for example, to push us forward a vast amount. And I believe that things are continuing to build, guys. Momentum's continuing to build. And I think it's only a matter of time before we get something good like the Clarity Act, for example. Not tomorrow, but down the road, I believe it is coming, and sooner than we think, guys. So Farrell also cited President Trump's recent social media post calling on banks to negotiate with the crypto industry over the Clarity Act, a bill aimed at establishing federal oversight over different parts of the industry. At issue is whether crypto platforms should be allowed to pay customers yield or interest on their stablecoin balances. And we've kind of talked about, I've talked about in earlier videos, why the banks don't want crypto kind of in their way. Is because right now, guys, you invest money in the bank, you put money in the bank, you get no return on your money. And with crypto, you would be getting a return on your money, meaning you would gain money by having your money in the banking system. And banks don't want that. They don't want to pay you money. They don't want to give you interest on your money. And that's the whole problem that's being fought over. But things are continuing to being pushed for. And behind the scenes, there has been some good news speculatively, not for sure, but that the crypto and banks have kind of come to somewhat of an agreement. And that's what we're going to have to settle at. It's an agreement. But guys, just having the Clarity Act would be huge for the crypto market. That would be the positive catalyst that would push us forward a huge amount and cause a lot of bullish activity. So the banks are hitting record profits, and we are not going to allow them to undermine our powerful crypto agenda that will end up going to China and other countries if we don't get the Clarity Act taken care of. Trump wrote on Truth Social, If negotiations move forward, strategists say could serve as a positive catalyst for the industry. I've been stressing this, and it will be a very positive catalyst. And the banks are hitting record profits, guys. When the banks hit record profits, we're getting none of that money right now. But with crypto in there, we would be getting money off the money that our money that is in the banks. So yeah, that's what's continuing to being pushed for, and the momentum is continuing to build, and we see momentum continuing to build with crypto as a whole, with Bitcoin as a crisis hedge, which we're seeing right here. It's nice to see. Guys, everything's just continuing to get better right now. I believe that we've had a lot of bad stuff behind us and happening recently, but I believe we're getting to the good stuff. I believe the juicy stuff is coming, guys, and I think it's only a matter of time before we skyrocket, and this is a small number compared to what it will be down the road. And it's hard to say right now, guys, because we've had a lot of bad things going on. I'll be honest, 2026 has not been great for crypto, but I believe that I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel right now, guys. Things are continuing to build. Momentum's continuing to build. Sentiment is continuing to grow about crypto. This institutional kind of putting XRP and crypto into that big picture. And guys, we see Bitcoin right now doing pretty well. And every time Bitcoin does well, the crypto market follows. XRP follows. So guys, things are just continuing to grow, get bigger. And that's what we're going to have to keep doing. Is momentum's going to have to keep building. At some point, we will break out, guys. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Remember, if you like what I'm doing, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. I really appreciate all your guys' support. And it has been nice to see a win today, guys. We just got to keep pushing forward and wait on that big positive catalyst next. So thank you guys for your time. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.